Bansou Sentai Kizunager, Bond 13, The Silver Ranger and the Delusion Heroes. The story begins in Hakabaka, the afterlife. Tenri Nikaido, Kizuna Silver, wakes up from the ground and remembers resting here after she died at the hands of the Breakup King before being transported to another world to become an adventurer until she witnessed three unusual people fighting against an unofficial Bondki monster called the Hikonin Bondki, who plans to return to the mortal realm to fulfill his purpose, as those people reveal themselves as Nobuo Akagi, Luna Iwashimizu, and Yumiria Mogi, who pull out their Momozikuns to transform into the Hikonin Sentai Akibaranger to face against the Hikonin Bondki, as Tenri was shocked to meet the Akibarangers in the afterlife as she began to wake up in the Kizunager secret base and realized that it was only a dream until she sees the Akibarangers beside her, as they were confused about what just happened and they were relieved that they were brought back to life. Meanwhile, in the streets of Japan, the Hikonin Bondki was brought back to the mortal realm to achieve his goal until he was spotted by the Endermates, Jadrise, Hangaka, Bakurenki, and Orgy, who were surprised that they come across a Bondki monster that they never seen before, since they never retrieved the Akibaranger bonded key from Delusion World in Akihabara. But they decided to take the Hikonin Bondki back with them, as he might be proven useful to them in their fight against the Kizunagers. Back at the Kizunager secret base, Togo and his friends, Teltina, Rainaya, and Kirihiro, were shocked that Tenri brought the Akibarangers back from the afterlife in her dream, as she wonders about their existence since they aren't really an official Super Sentai team. Nobuo explains to the Kizunagers that he is a major Super Sentai fanboy who was recruited by a woman named Hiroyo Hakase, the Akibarangers' mentor, to battle against the blatantly evil marketing firm B to save the Akihabara district of Tokyo from their ridiculous attempts to conquer the world while teaming up with the imaginary legends from Super Sentai history, Jetman, Zerangers, Dairangers, Hurricanegers, Decrangers, and the Bkangers. The Kizunagers were confused about the Akibarangers' journey since they believed they are acting crazy nor making all of this up. But Togo gets exciting about meeting an untold and unique Super Sentai team who sacrifice themselves to save the universe, just like him sacrificing himself to save his world from the Zetsuenders to finish off the Breakup King. A few moments later, Togo and Tenri are examining the Akibarangers to see how they were brought back to life, since they believed that it might be the same effect that brought them to another world when they were killed by the Breakup King. But then Nobuo explains to Togo and Tenri that he heard of the Breakup King and the Zetsuenders before, since they were the aliens that they were fighting in space to prevent them from making their way to Earth in episode 12 of season 2, but he didn't know that the entire alien invasion was all just an act for the Breakup King to catch the people of Earth off guard to make his grand appearance to steal their bond energy. This made Togo and Tenri shocked to learn that the Zetsuenders made their way to Earth back in 2013, where the Akibarangers prevented their entire alien invasion from happening, which caused Nobuo and the other Akibarangers' lives. Meanwhile, in the spacecraft known as Shred Dawn, the Bonded King was surprised that someone has retrieved the Akibaranger bonded key to turn themselves into a Bondki monster, as he demands who is the host of the Hikonin Bondki. But then they received an anonymous message by someone who demands the Bansouenders to challenge them if they value their bonded keys to prevent the Kizunagers from creating a new world. Meanwhile, in the Akihabara district of Tokyo, the Kizunagers, Togo, Tenri, Kirihiro, Teltina, and Rainaya, and the Akibarangers, Nobuo, Luna, and Yumiria, pay a visit to the Sentai Cafe to meet with Professor Hiroyo and her assistant, Kazuko Zumida, as they were shocked to see Nobuo and the girls were alive after their deaths to save the world from the alien invasion. But Tenri decided to step in on the conversation, as she wants to know how did the Akibarangers were brought back to life from her dream. Just then, a mysterious man was drinking some coffee at the corner of the room as he begins to flirt with both Hiroyo and Kazukozu, which made Tenri shocked to find out that the person in front of her is Taiyo Aonuma, the first Amen and the one of the adventurers from her party from 1,000 years ago in another world, since she couldn't believe that he was still alive after all these years, especially Reinaya since she is related to Taiyo. But she can't help but feel disgusted that she is related to a womanizer just like her father. But before the Kizunagers and the Akibarangers demand some answers from Taiyo about how he was brought back to life too, they heard screaming from outside as they witnessed the Endermates and the Hikonin Bondki leading a group of Ingekons to lure the Kizunagers and the Akibarangers out to fight them since they believed that they were the ones who sent that anonymous message. So now Togo and his friends showed up at the scene as they pull out their bond plates and inserts them into their Kizuna braces to transform into the Kizunagers, red, silver, white, rise, and gold, while Nobuo and the girls pull out their Momozikuns to transform into the Akibarangers, Akiba red, Akiba blue, and Akiba yellow, to join them to face against the Bansouenders to save Japan from their delusional plot of destruction. Kiyohiro pulls out the Kizunager Legend bond plate and inserts it into his Kizuna brace to summon Machin Express and Machin Zabiun to take down the Ingekons one by one in order for the Kizunagers and the Akibarangers to charge at the Endermates to take them down while saving the person trapped inside of the Hikonin Bondki's body to free them from their dark bonds. But then Taiyo shows up and tells both teams that he'll be the one to recover the Bondki's treasure as he pulls out the Sphinx glyph badge and inserts it into his Amen buckle to transform into Amen, the first guardian of the Sun Forest, to face against the Hikonin Bondki on his own since he explains to the Kizunagers and the Akibarangers that the host of that Bondki monster is Sabi, the hero who sealed the Demon Queen 1,000 years ago and one of Tenri's adventurers from her party. This made Tenri, the Kizunagers, and the Akibarangers shocked to find out both of the legendary heroes from another world were brought back to life as they want to help Taiyo save Sabi from his dark bonds. But then the Hikonin Bondki began to use his unofficial abilities to create two copies of himself to assist him to take down the Kizunagers, the Akibarangers, and Amen for good as the Endermates were wondering if the Akibaranger bonded key had something to do with the revival of both Taiyo and Sabi since they couldn't figure out what brought them back to life along with the Akibarangers from the afterlife.